Shalom, shalom. Kol halalim la Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Barakti Yahweh, Barakti Havshai, Barakti Yahweh, Barakti Havshai, Barakti Yahweh, Barakti Havshai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body. Shalom to the 144,000 and one third. May peace and blessings and the spirit of endurance be upon you and abaratizah on your households if it's the Lord's will. Yeah, and I think, I don't know whether you can hear the fan in the background or not. It's hot here, man. Last 48 hours here in the UK is as they say, it's gone to like 0 to 100 real quick, you know. It's quite hot. So I'm going to keep the fan going. Okay. Shalom Bawakar, it's 9:40, Friday, the 20th of June. And Barakti Yahweh Bashem Yashai. Another week or so, we are approaching July. And July the 4th, by the way, is on a Friday. Let's see what happens there, because Esau likes to do shit on a Friday, right? Or over the weekend, they like to do testers. Why do they like to do testers or whatever they like to do on over the weekend? Is because most people are off on the weekend. Most people are pretty much sleeping in on the weekend. And Friday, I believe July the 4th is going to be a public holiday. And I think Juneteenth was yes, yeah, Juneteenth was a public holiday yesterday. Yeah. So, and a lot of people on their annual leave, which we call or is it PTO, what they call it in America, or annual leave here we call it in the UK, which is basically, whatever you get annually, like 25, 30 days a year in terms of holidays, paid holidays. So they're gonna do something, Lord willing, they do. Ratizah, man, to crash this fucking economy. May the Lord speed up time even more faster. Because I hate this fucking place with a passion. And I don't want to keep complaining, but it's just an urgency of this place to fall. You get to the point where you just want to give up the ghost. Then you think to yourself, man, I'm being selfish. Because you hate this place so much. Everything is a chore. Everything. You know what I mean? You got to force yourself to do these things. And when you don't do it, you feel like shit that you haven't done it. And I'm not talking about making videos and praying and things like that. That's beautiful because that cools my mind, my spirit, makes me feel better. And then when I'm going through some hell, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yashai shows me a spiritual number to say, okay, this is why, the portion that I've been given, you do what you do, whatever, And I'm not saying I'm anything special. I'm not, all right? I'm just an Israelite foreigner, that woke up, okay, that never grew up with the Bible in his household, all right? But now, Barakti Yahweh Bashem Yashai, I pray in the Lord's name. I pray with the Lashawan Kodash, with the knowledge that I have, the Lord's Prayer, Psalm 121, other prayers as well, and Lord willing, more Jakes wake up and this thing gets sealed. We can go home, right? We all see spiritual things, and you know what? I don't want to deviate. I don't want to have I don't want to start talking about how I'm feeling right now. Let's just look at how the UK is feeling, right? Now, by the way, fair use, right? Fair use. All right, I'm not making any money out of this, and I'm going to show I don't know who this person is. It's called Brit Rants, and this is part 3. I haven't seen part 1, part 2, but a couple of these TikTok videos that have been like let's just say a collage of TikTok videos have been put together of people pissed off that are leaving the UK. And I want to say one more thing to you Edomites, okay? And by the way, the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. And may I say, as Elder Malcolm would say of GMS Chicago, the bulk of the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos of Indian descent, paternally, all right, as well as the Native Indians that still practice the things that they did 1,000 years ago, So so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians are the bulk of the Israelites, but you got Israelite foreigners like myself. All right, my family, Salaki, I was saying there, my family hail, from northern India. All right. Now, a lot of you people, a lot of you Jakes in America don't know the differentiation between um, different sub tribes within India. All right. Northern Indians are the bulk of the army. All right. Mainly the Sikh people that wear the meat trees and have the beards. All right. Some wear the meat trees and have the beards and are what you call like, what do you call them? Orthodox Sikhs. Sikh meaning student. Right. And what's the elder, the Jake's name, man? I forgot his name. One of the prophets in the UK. I forgot. You know the tall Turkish Jake that is with the GMS UK camp, the tall brother, light skinned, with a long beard, man. You know, can maybe pass for a so-called white man, but to me he doesn't look like a so-called white man. He just looks like a light skinned Jake. I forgot his name, man. Brother Napash. That's it. Brakti Habashimashai. He's spoken to a lot of Sikhs, and he said, "Yeah, man, a lot of you Sikhs are Jakes." Which is true because my family are from a Sikh family. You know, I grew up in that culture, right? And the bulk of the Sikhs, whether they wear turbans or not, right, are part of the Indian army. They're the best wrestlers. They're the best fighters. They're the best looking women. Right? And obviously within northern India, you got Sikhism, you got Hinduism, you got Islam, you got wacky tacky Christianity. Right? And you got Israelites amongst all of them, right? And remember, the border of Punjab, which is the land of the five rivers, is close to Persia or Iran today, which is where we were in slavery. So it makes sense that we be scattered to the four corners of the earth, pursuant to Isaiah 11:11, all right? And that's where a lot of this deliverance is going to come through as well, right? And you know, the same way you got a lot of Sicilians, you got a lot of the Jakes with a Negro look, Latinos and Native Indians that are part of the American army and the UK army, right? The same way Israelites are the bulk of the army in India as well, all right? And that's why the East Indian, the real Elamites, are trying to wipe off the Sikhs. Hence the massacres in 1984, the storming of the Golden Temple, the flooding of drugs and alcohol. Well, not alcohol. Alcohol's okay, but you know, alcoholism is high. Drugs is pushed into those communities there in northern India. Why? Because these Elamites and these crackers know there's something special about the people there, and they've put two and two together. All right, that's why they're trying to push a lot of the Sikhs into Hinduism, which is basically Satanism, right? Or they're trying to convert them to wacky tacky Christianity, especially the Israelites that are poor. They say, okay, yeah, come and join this religion. We will make you, we will give you money. You know, basically the curses. And so a lot of Israelite foreigners sell out. Now, nevertheless, Salakia for the little rant at the beginning. Once again, fair use. I'm not making no money out of this. This is a collage of videos of people pissed off in the UK. And I want to add one more thing as well, that a lot of you Edomites, you Caucasians, right, are Edomites in the Bible. All right? Okay? I'm going to focus on you Edomites. All right? You talk about foreigners coming to the UK, America, this, that, and the third, but you want to leave your England that destroyed all the world, raped, pillaged, stole everything. That's why you crackers don't like to work. You're always bitching and moaning. And the Israelites that work in these all blue collar jobs and these other jobs go above and beyond. Why? Because they're used to grinding and working. You crackers have taken everything. Now you MFers, right, now want to go to other parts of the world. Do you actually think that you're welcomed over there? Huh? You want to go to India, you want to go to the Middle East, you want to go to New Zealand, you want to go to Spain, you want to go to Turkey, whatever you want to go. Or you want to go to Thailand. I've seen Edomite families get jumped in Thailand. And this was like several years ago. I saw a video of this cracker family getting jumped. And I was praising the Lord for that. Yeah? You think you're welcomed over there. All right? It's going to be like Final Destination. Wherever you go, you're trying to escape. It's not going to work. All right? You will get caught up. Like the movie Final Destination. If you've seen it. All right? Where's that damn... There we go. Now, this is the latest one. What the fuck is it? Slovakia. Final Destination Bloodlines. I think there was like 6 movies prior to this. You know, people trying to escape their death. They see like they have like a vision. Oh yeah, this is how they're gonna die. and then they try and example. I think it was, I don't know which one it was. It was a while back. One of the Final Destination movies. There was an Edomite that went on a plane. He or she had a vision that the plane was going to crash. Then they started going doolally, going crazy. Oh, I've got to get off the plane. I've got to get off the plane. Right? And they got off the plane. But in the end, they all get it. All right? There's a scripture that comes to mind. Let's get it. Not Second Ezra's. That one. Where is it? Not that one. Salaki. I got scriptures lined up, you know. Yeah, Amos 5 and 19. Amos 5 and 19. Let me see if this. Yeah, and you wacky tacky Edomite Christians, the Lord ain't coming for you. All right? You think some cracker's going to come out of the sky with flowers and candy and shit, you know? And you motherfuckers make fun of these movies. And, you know, all you Edomites, you Amalekites especially that made that movie, is it called This Is the End? Yeah, where they get beamed up into the chariots and they go to heaven and they're smoking spliffs. You crackers, you Amalekites, I forgot that cracker's name, man. That small hatter that makes his movies. Yeah, you're going to get it, man. All right? Amos 5:18, let's go there. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is darkness and not light. All right? It's darkness for you, MFers. All right? It's going to be scary for the hopeful elect as well. All right? But we have to go through the straight gate because there's no other way out of this. All right? Okay? Like that song in the Rocky 4, there's no easy way out. You got to go through the straight gate. All right? Amos 5 and 19. Okay? Final destination. And you Edomites are leaving the UK too. All right? As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Okay? So wherever you go, oh, I'm going to run from the lion. Then you're going to meet a bear. That's an example there. You know, you went into the yard, leaned your hand on the wall, and a snake or serpent bit you. You can't escape it. Like that Beatnut song. There's no escaping this. There's no escaping this. All right? You're not going to escape it. You people are going to get it, man. All right? Now I'm going to play the video. Now, once again, copyright fair use. All right? This is the guy's channel. And I'll give him a plug or whatever, you know. Brit Rants. All right? Brit Rants. All right? Check it out yourself. Part 3. As you can see, not many thumbs up, right? I want to see these racist crackers make comments now. No one's saying anything about going, no one's saying anything racist to them, that you're going to go to other parts of the world. We don't, you know what it is? I hope you Edomites, if you go to the other parts of the world, I hope the local population, the native population to that land destroy you, man, and your whole families, including your children. Man. All right? Now, copyright fair use. Now, if Esau takes this down, I'm going to put it out on one of the other platforms, you know? Let's go. Let's see what this weird Edomite's saying. And he, you know, by the way, this guy, Keir Starmer, he was kicked out of a pub by an Edomite, man, saying he doesn't want him in his pub. And Keir Starmer's security was trying to stop the landlord of the pub getting at Keir Starmer, man. And Keir Starmer had to walk out of the pub. He couldn't have his pint of beer. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's play it.
We've made. I say the door is open. If you don't like the changes that we've made, I say the door is open and you can leave.
Listen here, shitstormer. Do you really think that people aren't leaving because they don't want to? Oh, no, sweetheart. People want to leave. But because you the country up so much, no can afford to leave.
I'm 19, I've booked a one-way flight to Thailand that leaves in 24 hours. I've quit my job and I'm leaving all my friends and family behind, and I'm finally leaving the UK.
And there's so many reasons why I will never return. Number one, it's just a miserable place to be.
Let's be honest, it's the cost of living. I've been back in the UK less than 12 hours and I've already spent a small fortune.
The job market is terrible. The housing market is terrible. No quality of life.
It's unsafe. You can't even walk down the road holding your...
All right, I'm just going to go to a couple of scriptures as we go along as well. Haggai 1 and 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Inflation, rising costs, lack of jobs, right? And if you do have a job, it's all going. It's like a sieve. You're putting like, let's just say you are paid with gold dust. It's like you're earning gold dust, and it's going through the sieve. It's just like this, it's just dissipating. It's just going away, right? Obviously, we're not paid in gold dust. That's just an analogy there, right? But whatever you're earning just goes right through, right? People are complaining, saying, "Man, you got to earn extra, do extra hours, and get a second job because we can't afford to live." So they're trying to go to different parts of the world where they can afford to live. All right. Let's go to the other scripture. Yeah, grinding ceaseth. Grinding ceaseth. King James Version. Grinding ceaseth says it. Grinding ceaseth. One second. The grinding is low. King James Version. Yeah, that's it. Ecclesiastes 12:4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Entertainment is shit. Okay, entertainers are complaining about AI. Okay, the images, their voices being used. They're complaining about that. They're worried about their money. There's no jobs. Because if you look at the parable talk, right, or what you call hip talk, it's all written by Jake for Jake. Jake uses that term. Hey man, I'm gonna go and grind today. Yo, I'm gonna grind. I've been on the grind all day. And grinding is talking about work being low. All right, work being low, right? And when you are earning, it's going through a bag with holes. Yeah. All right. And the quality of life, people are miserable. Why are they miserable? Because there's no optimism anymore. There's no so-called Edomite or so-called white pride anymore. All right. And I want to know where you honkies, right? You Edomites are gonna go. You racist motherfuckers. Where you're gonna go? You're not welcomed anywhere, right? All right. You destroy the whole world. Right now, the whole world is going to destroy you in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yashai. And wherever you Edomites go, it's going to be your DEATH trap. All right? Wherever you go. If you're going to Thailand, their local population are going to get you. Final destination, baby. Ain't no escaping this. You go to India, wherever you're going to go. You think those Indians, the Jakes over there in India and those Elamites have forgotten about the British Raj? India used to be a first world land before you honkies got there. You know that. Now you're calling it a shithole, this, that, and the third. It's a shithole because you motherfuckers made it into a shithole. All right? Parts of Africa, West Africa, were gold mines, man. You destroyed it. America was a paradise before you honkies got there. The tribe of Gad had, the so-called Native Indians had, if you want to say it, a little bit of a kingdom for a little while, like of multiple wives, hygiene, beautiful beauty to look at. People were healthy, lawful food. You know what I mean? Can you imagine how California must have looked, man, before the honkies got there? I think I meditate upon that. I said America must have been gorgeous, man, or the land of Arsareth, before these Edomites got there, man. I think about that. Anyway, let's keep playing, man. Final destination for all you Edomites, man. All right. Now, if there's Jakes amongst you and you're part of the elect, you'll be beamed up. All right. If you are an Israelite and you're part of the number. All right. But so far, I've seen this a collage of Edomites that are. Anyway, let's keep playing, man. Let's keep playing. Let's play this.
Phone without fear of someone stealing it.
We worked all the time. The bills were going.
Holding your.
No quality of life.
It's unsafe. You can't even walk down the road holding your phone without fear of someone stealing it.
We worked all the time. The bills were going up. Car insurance was going up. Tesco shops were going up. And we had to work more to earn more.
On top of that, you are taxed so much on everything.
Leaving the UK has been the best decision I've ever made for my health because the UK was quite literally making me sick.
Staying here at the minute is just not viable because we're having to work 9 to 5 jobs also while trying to pursue a dream. And doing that in the UK is just...
Damn it. All right, let me read that scripture while this commercial crap is coming. That scripture headline. The scripture lined up now. Where is it going? Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. These are people mourning. And what did the Edomite woman say at the front? At the start of the video. She goes, his name is Keir Starmer. She called him SHIT Starmer or shit Starmer. And people don't, listen, man. And that's why there's going to be sedition. People are talking. You got a lot of these youngsters that want to leave, or some of these people want to leave the UK. They want to go to hotter parts or warmer parts, or where optimism, where they can see a future. There ain't no future, man. This is a cancer. Okay, this is a cancer in the world. This kingdom is over. All right, this kingdom is over. That cancer is going to spread worldwide. It's not just going to be in the UK or America. This is a worldwide thing. All right, worldwide, baby. All right, hence the term New World Order. This is what the so-called elites want. They're not going to get their dream, that's for sure, but they're trying to hope that they will. All right, let's go back to the vid, man. Okay, sedition, man, sedition. All right, they're not going to give a shit about you fucking... The people that hate Keir Starmer anyway. You think back in the day they would have spat and kicked Margaret Thatcher out of the pub? You think they would have done that in the 70s, the 50s, the 60s or whatever? You think they would have chucked eggs at the Queen when she got her coronation done in 1953? But when that faggot Prince Charles became a king, they were chucking eggs at that ugly son of a bitch. You know? And I'm not going to bite my tongue with swear words, man. So-called swear words. I hate these motherfuckers, man. All right? Can't stand you Edomites, man. You ugly pig-skinned devils, man. All right? And in the kingdom, all your fine women are going to be ours. All right? Ain't no shit. You ain't going to get no fine woman in the kingdom. No fine wives, no fine nothing. You're going to have, you know what's going to be in the kingdom for you Edomites? The likes of Roseanne Barr, right? Who's the other fat bitch that used to be a presenter, man? You know, you're going to have like, I'll say Roseanne Barr. That's going to be like a dime piece to you. And all your wives are going to be 500 pounds. All my slaves are going to have 500-pound wives. You're going to have no comfort. And all your wives are going to have those curses upon them. You know? Bald heads, and they're going to smell. All right? And I'm not going to talk about, get too detailed about the smell. You're going to get that. Let's play this. Get out of this commercial shit. So, 1 second.
Okay, it's just near impossible nowadays.
It's a horrible feeling, feeling stuck, feeling like you can't afford to live the life you want to live. It's not a good thing for anybody.
I think the UK makes it impossible for you to live your life. So we left. And this is now our life.
Welcome back to Brit Rants, where we say what everyone's thinking in a country people are...
If I could leave the UK for something better, I would. All right? Well, your forefathers did it. But they left you behind.
Now desperate to leave. More and more Brits are packing up and flying out, not for adventure, but for survival. Because what's left here? Sky-high rent, crippling bills, a broken NHS, wages that don't cover a life.
NHS is a national health service, okay? So our taxes go towards a national health service so we can go to the doctor. Obviously you've got to pay for your prescriptions, your medicine. There's a set cost for that. But you can get seen by a doctor and you don't have to pay the doctor like, I don't know, whatever you pay in America. Okay, so that's how the National Health Service works. All right. So look, there's no optimism, man. There's no future for these. And if you noticed, let me see how many brown people are on this. Many Edomites. Another Edom. There's no optimism, man.
Sunshine generally makes people happier anyway.
Unlock a limited edition.
Damn motherfucking Satan, man, fucking around. I just forwarded. I just got out of a commercial and back to back another one comes. Literally seconds away. Look at this shit, man.
Whoever's better, there's so much more you can do with your time. Like, why I want to go? And I do get it, you know, like, people want to be close to their families and it's good to be around your family and stuff.
To this young woman that I am today, it gave me a very good husband as well. But the reality is, I just love my country and I'm very passionate about South Africa.
Why did I leave the UK and return to Cape Town, South Africa? Okay, let's see. Now, most South Africans, right, I've seen, if you look at the South African women, all right, a lot of them are Jake, man. They're quite attractive. You know, they've got the same curses over there. This is the reason why I think about it, why South Africa was made a stronghold for these crackers, these honkies to go over there. Because the bulk of the so-called brown people there in South Africa are actually Israelites. There's Hamites there too, all right? But a lot of them are Israelites. The hoods there are terrible, man. It's violent as fuck, you know? Jake over there trying to make ends meet by doing all sorts of sick shit. I was gonna say ill shit, but sick shit. Let's see what she says. She said a good husband. I don't know. Let's see what kind of husband she married. Or an Edomite.
Friendliest people you will ever find in all your life. It just makes me so much happier. I am with my British.
So I have to move the rent up a little tiny bit each year to cover it. And it's just insane. I was able to move because I'm now a freelance writer. The accountants out there, you can actually really help me. I don't really know what to do about the situation because I still pay UK taxes, even though I haven't lived there for 2 years now. On paper, I still live there. So I should declare that I don't live there anymore at some point. I don't really know what's involved in that or how to do it. But anyway, don't worry, Kristen, I would never leave my chickens. Okay, bye.
Why did I move back from England to Cape Town, South Africa with my British husband? The answer is very, very simple.
She said British husband. Now, what does she mean by British husband? She's alluding to an Edomite, innit? Right? I mean, it could be a Jake. I don't know. Let's just see. All right?
I don't owe anyone an explanation, but I'm going to give you guys a few hints of why I moved back. Number one, the weather, of course. I absolutely miss seeing the sun. It just makes me so much happier. I am not a winter girl. I've always not been a winter girl. Number two, the food. The food is so much better in South Africa. And number three, the people. There is no people on the planet like South Africa. We are the most friendliest people you will ever find in all your life. And was it a blessing for me to move to the UK? 100%. It showed me what I didn't want to be like. It showed me what I missed and took for granted all this time.
I mean, what just popped into my head is why she said it was a blessing for her to go to the UK. You know why? Because she appreciated what she had before she went. It made her appreciate South Africa more. Example, the elect of the Israelites are learning. They've learned the evil. Now they're learning the good. Right? We have something to compare it to. Right? Whoever the elect are, of course. Okay? Because, example, if every day is a weekend, if every day is a holiday, if every day is a holiday, you won't appreciate a holiday unless you work, right? Or unless you earn your daily bread. On this side I'm talking about, right? And so he made her appreciate her home or her country even more, okay? And it made her appreciate the culture she grew up even more, all right? Because she had something to compare it to. I mean, the shitty, dirty, shit-covered streets of the UK, the grey weather, the ugly-ass Edomites, and, you know, the crappy food, you know, the miserable people on the trains, you know, working, you know? And then you do have a break, and then it feels like shit, man, the weekend's over already, I'm back to work, you know? So she's got something to compare it to, all right? But like I said, And by the way, there's a lot of Edomites living in South Africa. I think South Africa could be a neutral zone as well, in terms of bunkers and shit too. So yeah, possibly. Anyway, let's keep playing.
And having said that, I definitely don't have anything against the UK. I don't think that you should go and live in the UK with the intention, especially if you've just arrived there and you're watching this video. I don't want you to think, you're going to get bullied, or you might move there and you would like everything that I've just mentioned that I didn't like. It's not a competition. It's an individual choice. I get so many messages from expats around the world saying they want to move back as well. They're in the process of moving.
Expats, Edomites that go to other parts of the world are called expatriates. But when an Israelite goes to a different part of the world, or say some other nation of color, what are they called? Migrants. They're called migrants. Yeah? This is what he's... Yeah, let's keep playing.
Moving back, there's no place like home. But the reality is, Tom and myself, my husband, if you are new on this page, we weighed up our pros and cons, and we actually found out that we could have a better life here in terms of...
Yeah, she married an Edomite.
My mental health, number one. Number two, I just wanted to be happy again.
If she married a Jake, she would have said, yeah, I married a West Indian guy, or I married a Nigerian guy, and he was raised in the UK. He doesn't know his so-called African roots, so he loves South Africa. Or if you said a Caribbean guy, she said, yeah, I married a West Indian man from St. Lucia or whatever. You know, he likes South Africa too. He likes my home country. He likes the weather. He feels closer to his roots. She would have said that. Let's see if she says that, though. All right? But I believe, from what she's saying so far, definitely Edomite.
Lost myself. When I say lost myself, I had to pretend to be something that I'm not, because the minute you are yourself in a foreign country, you will hear that that's not how we do things here, and that's fine. It might work for other people, but for 7 years, it was just a constant moving back and forth. And I feel like a lot of people think that Tom and myself just planned this over the past couple of months. We've actually spoken to our close friends and family about this for years. The plan was always there. And Tom and myself were very careful about our plans. We did save up a bit of money. We bought a house on purpose so that we could make some profit off it and come back here with some money. And just live a better life. For you, a better life might be living in the UK and all of those things. For me, the pros and the cons looks different for everyone, and I do appreciate people who move abroad for a better life, because if I had to do it all over again, I probably would. But I think there's a time and place where you have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, are you happy? And if the answer is no, only you can make that decision. I've just had so many different conversations with people wanting to move.
All right. Okay, so let's leave it there because she's getting annoying. So people aren't happy. So we've seen videos of people in America, right? Because America is such a huge landmass, they're moving to different states, different parts. A lot of people are moving to Texas, with a relaxed gun laws, the bigger, beautiful homes. I think taxes are better there. I'm not too sure. I think that's why a lot of famous people go there, because of tax situation or some shit like that. I don't know. Right? Okay? Because UK is such a small island, you can fit the UK and Texas 5 times. All right? So the UK is a small place. And she felt the racism as well, because she said the moment you be yourself in the UK, Eda might say to her, oh, this is not how we do things over here, See, these crackers are so prideful, man. You know that? These motherfuckers can throw their weight around the world, and now it's their turn. Now they're going to go to other parts of the world, and let's just see how these Edomites fit in, You know how Esau does it. They move to Japan, they become a sumo wrestler, grow their hair out and shit, and marry a Japanese or a Ammonite woman, They moved to South Africa. Like, she married an Edomite. She said her husband's name is Tom. Guaranteed that's an Edomite. Guaranteed. All right. She married an Edomite. So Edomite moves to India. What does he do? He marries an East Indian woman. So forth and so on, man. So forth and so on. All right. This is what they do. They try and blend in. Okay. But like I said, man, your time is coming, man. Like that Mobb Deep song, it's the start of your ending. Devil, all right? Nothing's going to get better. You can't run from it, man. You can't run from it, all right? Let's go to Second Ezra's, man. Second Ezra's 14. All right, now these are before a beginning of a boxing match or in martial arts or whatever. What do? The fighters talk shit to each other. They say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, blah, blah, blah. Right? It's all verbal. Same as the World War III situation. It was verbal. They're going back and forth before the real nukes, before the real damage is done. All right? At the moment, this is verbal, but it's going to get to the point where people, right, are going to take the anger, okay? And they're going to usually take the anger out on people that are trying to attack them, or some are going to take the anger out on other nations, okay? Especially if Edomites see you live on the same street, all right? Because in the UK, for the in the UK for the most part, yeah, there are separate neighborhoods, but also you could have like a rich Jake that does quite well as a working class Edomite that live on the same street, and vice versa. A rich Edomite with a working class Jake, all right, live on the same street. And when these Edomites see you doing well, having a nice car, a decent home, you're always doing upgrades to your home and things of that nature, right? They're gonna be covetous, they're going to be jealous, all right? Okay? And there's all sorts of different elements in this stew of anger, right, which are going to be unleashed, all right? And it's very soon, because when people can't live, when people can't take care of their families, their children, themselves, there's no optimism, they're going to get fed up, okay? And with becoming fed up is going to lead to violence. And once these jobs go, right? Once these people start losing their jobs and there's no money and the financial system crashes, it's going to get even more worse. All right? 2 Corinthians 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Verse 15. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, people coming together, commiserating, talking about the powers that be. We should do this, we should do that. Oh, I hate this place, I hate that place. And this is sedition here right now. What was that woman saying? Oh, shit, Starmer. She's talking about the Prime Minister of England. I tell you one thing: 50 years ago, you would never see a so-called white person on camera so-called swearing at the Prime Minister or the King or the Queen. All right. Nowadays, Edomites are saying, "Oh, we should get rid of the monarchy." Or they're calling, they're saying so-called swear words at the kings or the princes of this world. All right. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, which they don't, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Verse 17. Now, martial law is coming. And by the way, I was driving the other day. I saw a whole bunch of Hamites, man. All right, I looked at them. I said, they look like Hamites. I mean, maybe a couple of them could be Jakes. I don't know, but they look like Hamites to me. And they all, they were like congregating and shaking hands, and it looked. And in my mind, through the spirit, it popped in my mind. I said, these motherfuckers are martial law troops, man. They're definitely martial law troops, or they're people that are trying to either make it in this world to cause a race riot, because that's why they're pumping in so many migrants or so many people of color into this country, because they want to create that race war. That's going to be Jacob's trouble, right? Jacob's trouble is going to be everybody's trouble, but Jacob is at the forefront of the hunt, right? But everybody else is going to be hunted, because when these crackers see people of color, there's a hatred. And I was looking at the Edomites, looking at these, and then these Edomites, these Hamites were crossing the crosswalk, right? Where the traffic lights stop at, and I was observing the Edomites looking at these blue-black Hamites, and I tell you one thing: there was this disdain of disgust and anger with these Edomites, and these Edomites must have been in the 50s and 60s, but there was this disdain looking at them, and the Hamites crossing the road could feel it. They were looking at everybody, glancing at how people are reacting to them. Listen, there's a whole bunch of soldiers coming into every part of the world, man. All right. And once they get the marching orders, man, they're gonna suit up and boot up. Don't get it twisted. You might think, this guy's only like 5'11" or whatever, or even or 5'8" or whatever, or he could be tall, or they're skinny and frail. Some of these people are trained. All right. Okay, they're trained to get down. All right. And I tell you one thing: They're relishing and getting at you women too, because in the part of the world that they come from, they got these ugly ass, black ass, Hamite looking women, with that aren't attractive and don't have they don't have really much of a body. Now they've been watching porn, watching American movies, lusting after you blonde hair, blue-eyed women, you Latin women, you East Indian women, watching Bollywood movies, saying, "Oh, I want that East Indian woman with those big, full lips and that lovely tan brown skin and that long dark hair and big ass titties and curves." They want that, They'll be looking at you Israelite women, you Judite women. They say, "Oh, look at these beautiful brown girls with their afros and their long hair and their braids and their pretty faces." They'd be looking at the likes of Beyonce and, Rihanna, because Hamite women don't look like that, right? And they're going to get down, man, all right? It is going to be a lot of carnage, And, martial law is going to be coming into effect as well. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, all right? Hence the reason these 15-minute cities. All right. Verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right. Okay. A scripture comes to mind. It's a scripture. A friend shall be known in adversity or something like that. Let me see if I can find it by using this. A friend shall be known in adversity, King James Version. Oh yeah, I think it's this one. Ecclesiastes 12 and 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. Verse 9. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved. Okay, that's jealousy. But in adversity, even a friend will depart. Or that good morning neighbor, right, is okay when everything's cool. That good morning neighbor goes out the window when you're starving and hungry, right? And the neighbor is still eating. All right? Verse 10. And you Jakes are going to suffer, trusting in your enemy too, trusting in Babylon. Verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right? You people, all right, still believe in the so-called white man. You've forgotten their track record. Even Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali said that, I've got a pit of snakes. And Khalid Muhammad even used that same analogy. There's a pit of snakes, 100 snakes in it. 50 are poisonous, 50 are not. Am I still going to put my hand in there? Hell effing no. But you Jake still trust in this damn devil, man. All right? Okay. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And it's coming, man. Race riots, war. All right? Revelation 11:14 is World War III, the financial crash. Jeremiah 30 verse 7, which is Jacob's trouble. Let's go there. Read this last scripture. Jeremiah 30 verse 7, King James Version. Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who's the he? Those elect Israelites. All right. Now all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Once again, double honors to our apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone, and shalom to the prophets of that body that teach in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yashai. They are the men of the Lord. You need to subscribe to Great Millstone if you are sincere about this and you are an Israelite. And even if you are a heathen, you want to know what time it is, I suggest you subscribe to those channels and learn, all right, about where you are going. All right? All right? Shalom. And by the way, Mawath Abad Baba. Kwame Ashrala.